I've never had a boss in my life.
It's your host with the most. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's talk about this. Philly rap star A.R. Ab. Y'all remember A.R. Ab, man?
Cause I kidnapped niggas, I robbed niggas.
A.R. Ab got hit with 45 years in prison for running what they call a drug ring and implications in a murder. A lot of people are saying that the feds were just against A.R. Ab. He wasn't doing nothing wrong. He innocent. He wasn't doing nothing wrong. And they just hate to see a black man come up. Then there are a lot of other people that are saying bullshit. He knew exactly what the hell he was doing. And he also snitched on himself.
On everything I love. You come up on us, man, you're not gonna make it.
Not only in music, but in those countless videos he did on social media.
King Ad, OBH, this is $500,000, man.
But let's talk about all that. So, with his hard-hitting lyrics boasting of drug world dominance, gangster rapper A.R. Ab earned a legion of dedicated fans in his native Philadelphia and the respect of hip-hop heavyweights like Drake and producer Swiss Beats. But it was the truth behind those blistering tracks that sent him to prison for what could be the rest of his life. A.R. Ab already said he is ready to appeal, and he did not expect any leniency from these people. A federal judge sentenced the 38-year-old rapper, whose real name is Abdul West, to 45 years in prison. Damn. That's what you call taking it to the dough. That's what you call a elbow and mo. A staggering sentence for the tough-talking kingpin who was actually convicted in 2019 of turning the record label that he founded, the O Block Hustlers, or OBH, Original Block Hustlers, into a large-scale North Philadelphia drug trafficking organization implicated in at least one video. Ab ain't too innocent. He was telling a lot on himself. He was like, yeah, that rap money, that ain't really no money, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of money. I do this rap shit because I love this rap shit, but the street shit is what I'm really into. You know how he's talking. And many people will tell you that he's certified. While prosecutors alleged that West had ordered the 2017 slaying of a drug world underboss rival, they did not even charge him with that crime. And the U.S. District Judge Michael Bailson repeatedly stressed that it wasn't a consideration in his sentence, nor were his provocative lyrics filled with bluster about his drug dealing and his penchant for the streets and street justice. Instead, the judge said that the punishment he imposed was for his record of anti-social behavior. You could have been a hero instead of a criminal, is what the judge said, but you became a drug dealer. You made that decision, and that's why you're being punished today. He went on, this A.R. Ab talking. A.R. Ab got up and said to them, the court, the FBI agents, the prosecutors, they don't understand my culture. We don't rap about flowers and rainbows. We're gangster rappers. We rap about where we grew up. So we rap about drug dealing. We rap about violence. Now, throughout his 2019 trial, his music and his social media presence were all put under a microscope. I mean, they sift out everything, raising questions about just how much a genre defined by hyper-masculine boasting of street-honed toughness can be taken at its word. But prosecutors argued that his lyrics were more than just marketing. One point out of their mouth, you have the judge saying it wasn't because of your lyrics or anything that you're getting this kind of punishment. But then you have the prosecutors that were sitting there in court saying that, well, these lyrics that he was spitting, you know, they're kind of telling. They're not just lyrics. They sound like more like confessions of crimes. So which one is it? But they railroaded AR Abra to 45 years to prison. The jurors were shown several of his videos and dozens of Instagram posts that FBI agents were directly linked to crimes by him or by members of his crew. Oh, they actually said that his record label, that OBH, Original Black Hustlers, whatever, that record label was all a front. Most of them guys on there who were supposed to be rappers that he was signing to contracts were actually street ninjas who did not have any interest in music, or if they did, it was less of an interest than what they were doing in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So he fronted his organization and laundered his money through, oh, I'm paying this artist for a feature. I'm paying this artist to go collaborate with that. I'm giving that artist a budget to do this, when it was all about that dope money, right? I don't know. And I feel like he has a good chance on appeal because, just like I said, the judge is saying it's not your after the fact. It's not your lyrics or your videos, but yet still, in the man's trial, they showed several of his videos and dozens of his Instagram posts, which the FBI agents had said directly these were linked to crimes either by him or by members of his crew. Dozens of witnesses described his sizable narcotic trafficking operation. Dozens of witnesses. Based in the same neighborhood of North Philly where he grew up. Drew crack cocaine, heroin, and meth from California and stored it in an upscale Center City apartment that he believed would be less likely to draw law enforcement's scrutiny. This wasn't a case against gangster rap. This is what the Assistant U.S. Attorney Everett R. Witcherell said. This wasn't a case against gangster rap. Mr. West made it clear, not just in his lyrics, but in his social media, that people should be very afraid of him, and that his willingness to resort to violence was very much there, present. In 2018, video released after FBI agent raided on OBH stash house at the 1 Water Street apartment in Old City, West complained that the feds took 10 of them, a reference to 10 kilograms of cocaine that were seized at the scene after they raided one of his places. $250,000 loss, got a broke heart, he rapped about it in a song. And they snatched my dog, that's the worst part. One rat destroys everything you work for. I pray to God that he don't tell them who he worked for. Damn, that was actual lyrics after an incident that actually went down like that. So the prosecutor interrupted his lyrics, or interpreted his lyrics in another video to be an admission that he ordered the 2017 murder of rival Robert Johnson, who was shot multiple times in the 4000 block of Benner Street in Wisson. What the fuck is the name of this place? Wisson-Oming. A member of West Circles, Dantes Taz Stewart. This is a member of West Circles, Dante Taz Stewart. Taz actually pled guilty to that murder and later testified against him and his co-defendant. So Taz turned snitch, told everything. That's where they got a lot of information at from Ab. Remember Ab say, I pray to God he don't say who he worked for. Well, there you go. He said who he worked for. I have the whole city scared. This is what one of his songs says. I have the whole city scared. Stand near home. I call Taz and tell him, bring that nigga's head to me. And then Taz pled guilty for that murder. So he really did call Taz and tell him, bring that nigga's head to me. Taz went to court and pled guilty to the murder and is doing time for it, and then turned state's evidence against AR Ab. Investigators discovered the lyrics for that track written 4 days after Johnson's death. You understand? And he had the notes, the words to the song in his phone. Johnson's mother struggled to express her grief to the judge. She doubled over. She was sobbing as she stood right there in the courtroom. Ultimately, she was guided out of the courtroom because she was crying so hard. But A.R. Ab, he didn't acknowledge her at all. And he maintained that, hey man, I had nothing to do with your son's death. He insisted he had said way worse things about fellow Philly rapper Meek Mill in a track he released before his arrest. And he's still running around making millions. This is what A.R. Ab said in court. Look, I done said way worse things against Meek Mill. You see Meek Mill still out here getting his money right, making millions. I didn't touch him. My lyrics is not, it's not what you thinking it's about. It's not an admission to guilt. It is just me being a rapper telling a story. In fact, A.R. Ab had made little effort to hide the truth behind his lyrics as his career took off from his battle rapping days in the early 2000s. He spoke plainly in interviews about growing up on a crack block in North Philly and inheriting his drug dealing territory from a friend who actually got out of the game, walked away, and left the block to him. And I remember watching that interview where Ab said this is how he got the block. Like, a nigga just gave it to me. He got tired of the game. You know, OG already spent a long time doing it, saved up all his money, had his life right, and just wanted to get out of it. And I was like, shit, what you gonna, I mean, what, just walk away and leave it and just let somebody else come in and make all this money? Nah, so I'm gonna just step in here and govern this and make this money. And that's how, and he said all that on record. In his neighborhood, it was sports, rap, and selling drugs, his lawyer, Edward C. Meehan Jr., said on Thursday. Now, while he was able to achieve great success in the music industry, he was not able to outrun some of the problems he grew up with. Now, the future of his music career and the label he founded in 2002 remains in doubt. As a result of his prison sentence, A.R. Ab, by far the label's most popular rapper, could be incarcerated until he is well into his 80s. Its second most renowned artist, which is Dark Low, or Charles Sally Dark Low, who was not indicted in the case. Dark Low is facing up to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to sending threatening letters to Stewart before his testimony in West trial. So what's that? That's called intimidating a witness. And if you know Dark Low is going to ride for A.R. Ab all the way till the wheels fall off. He is just loyal. You understand? Any of the other rappers West had signed on that label have been arrested and sent to prison, including his co-defendants in his drug conspiracy case. But by the end of this hearing, West had his mind turned towards an appeal. I'm not saying I'm innocent, he said. This is what he said. He said, I'm not saying I'm innocent. Moments before the U.S. Marshal led him back to prison in handcuffs. I'm saying I'm not guilty of all of those charges. That's what I'm saying. Listen, man, I think we know by now that surveillance goes a long way these days. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about social media surveillance. I'm talking about satellite surveillance. I'm talking about your phone watching you. I'm talking about your laptop got cameras installed in it watching you. I'm talking about snitches on the block. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You can be found out from any and all angles. So I don't understand why a seasoned vet like A.R. Ab think that it was okay to say all those things while he was involved in what he was doing. Because the money had to have been coming from somewhere. And he already made it plain that this was not rap money. He wasn't playing that many shows or getting paid for that many shows, which is easily traceable by IRS, CIA, FBI, and all the other three-letter word organizations out there, DEA, you name it. He should have kept all that low. He told his whole story. He was telling stuff that he should have saved for a 20-year anniversary documentary. Everybody on that label went to prison, man. Every single person on the OBH label went to prison. Dark Low right now looking at 20. I don't know if Dark Low beat it and got out or he's still sitting waiting. We know AR got 45. We know Taz pled guilty to murder and also switched sides, told the prosecutors that AR ordered it, and snitched against his co-defendant as well. Damn, when are they going to learn? You know, let me close this video by saying this. The funny thing about the rap game is, when rap music started, rap music for the most couple of years when it first started, the first decade I would say, it was about talented people, people who had different sounds, who had a message in their music, and who could move a crowd and move people, sway people to believe what they were saying in their music. It wasn't about the killing and the street money and drugs money and clothes and hoes and all that. And it became that when these labels and the industry and these gatekeepers in the industry, for instance, in AR Ab's situation, they made mention that he got the accolades of people like Swiss Beat and people like Drake. And, you know, there are so many more people out there. And the funny thing about it is this. It's sad to see people like, say, Swiss Beat or like Drake or these kind of people preach one kind of message to the youths that are trying to make it in the industry off their raw talent. But at the same time, if you really check the temperature of the industry, everybody is almost everybody is connected in some way to somebody that is connected to the streets and street money, illegal hustle and bullying and all that and gunplay, and that is how they got to the forefront of the game. So it's sad. The message that's sent to these young artists who really love the art of hip-hop and rap and really want to be artists, the message that is sent is, you better get with the street drug dealer who got a lot of money that can finance you to the forefront to where you can get the recognition you need to blow up and have an illustrious career. It's sad as shit, but that's what happened to rap music on a whole nother level. As far as this AR Ab stuff goes, I think he has good grounds for an appeal. But we'll see how this one goes. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV, and I'll catch you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.